thank you very much for having me here today. My name is Sultan. I'm the founder of Privi Medical. We won the competition last year. So, entrepreneurship is a great way to change the world. This is what I believe now, but this was not what I believed in necessarily a few years ago. So this is my very messy desk from 3 years ago. I was working for a biotechnology company, and I was a very happy child. I had great bosses, awesome colleagues, opportunity to travel. This is actually my desk in Cologne, Germany. It looked like I had a good career ahead of me. It was my first job, and it was a good, comfortable place to be at. But something was bothering me, and it took me a while to kind of figure out, but it was the fact that I realized I'm looking at a 40-year career, and I'm going to spend a large part of my waking life, waking time doing this. And I didn't know what impact I'm going to create out of this. And this was bothering me because time is really the one resource that we can't generate more. We are always consuming time. We can't create more time for ourselves. So that made me created a realization for myself, which was that a part of me really wanted to create a big impact in the world, or at least try to create a big impact in the world. So I chose to pursue entrepreneurship. Why entrepreneurship? Because look around us, startups are changing the world. The startups here, they're changing the way we talk to each other, it's changing the way we travel, they're changing the way we move from one place to another, changing the way we pay for our transactions. I believe that entrepreneurship is an extremely powerful transformative force, and I wanted to be part of this action. So this is my team, the co-founders of Privi. This is us exactly a year ago, on one of the best days of our lives after winning the competition. There we were, extremely happy and extremely enthusiastic, but we were also somewhat inexperienced, so maybe we were just being naive. But so I'll share with you how our experience has been so far. But before that, what we're tackling, we are going after piles, also known as hemorrhoids. Affects millions of people worldwide. Extremely bad treatment options currently, and we think we have a solution that works. Now, for those of you who don't know what piles or hemorrhoids are, I suggest that you do not search for it in your phone right now. You're going to get pretty bad pictures of backsides. But very importantly, it was an opportunity to improve the lives of millions. And this is a very powerful thing for me and the rest of the founders of Privi. The fact that we have the opportunity to pursue something that can improve the lives of millions. And this is something that I hope that the participants this year hold on to as well. Don't ever think that the problem you're solving is not big enough. If it affects the lives of people and there's no proper solution right now, it's a problem worth pursuing. For people who, for an observer from outside who look at how startups work, sometimes they think it might look a bit like this, dog doing an experiment and not knowing what's happening. But that's how it is. Startups are always experimenting. We're always trying something, and a lot of things don't work. But that's the process. It's been exciting, and I have to say it can also be tough. There are days that we feel that we can take on the world. But there are also days that it seems like nothing will work. Within this 1 year, there's been so many, extremely happy days, but also tough days. There will be days where you question your wisdom because you have traded your stable job to pursue entrepreneurship. There's poor stability. It's not the most financially rewarding. As founders of early-stage startup, you can't pay yourself as well as you would be earning outside. And sometimes you might feel like you're on your own because the ecosystem is still maturing. Now the government has been great in supporting startups in Singapore. Organizations like NTU's Income has been great at supporting startups in Singapore. But the truth of the matter is entrepreneurs are still a minority in Singapore. There are not enough of us for the society to try to understand what we are doing. So there are still days where we tell people what we are doing, and they kind of look at us and be like, okay, so what's wrong with you guys that you're not doing a stable job? Why are you guys doing this? So it's funny, we're trying to go and create big impact, but maybe people don't understand why we are doing things. But having said that, having listed out the challenges, I'll say they're nothing against what the rewards that we're receiving in this journey. It's been truly gratifying because we have the opportunity to build something great, and like I said, create serious impact. And it's a lot more fun, I had a stable job, I'm doing this now. It's tougher, but this is a lot more fun. It builds up network. Within the last 1 year, we've gotten to know really amazing people, and it somehow just comes as part of the job. And this is an important point, the last one, I think. I want to highlight this. It's actually minimal risk. People always say, oh, entrepreneurs, you guys are taking big risks. I disagree. I don't think there's a big risk. Sure, you might be taking some financial, you might be paying yourself less during this time period and blah, blah, blah. But if the venture is successful, you are creating big impact, you're going to make big money. If it's not successful during this time period, you would have got so much good experience. You would have created so much valuable experience that somebody out there is going to value that very highly and would be desperate to get you on board to join them. So either way, you still win. You don't really lose as an entrepreneur. So before I end, I want to talk about two very important lessons that we learned over the past 1 year. I think the first one is to always think global and do this from day one. We were in the medtech space and we were going after a problem, we were trying to look for big problems to solve. And luckily for us, what we're going after is a global problem. I think it's important to look for problems that are global. And even if you can't scale your solution globally, make sure that you can at least scale it regionally. And you got to start doing this from day one. But the second point that I've listed, that I work with customers, I think this has been the most important lesson we've learned. You want to build a product that people would buy, your future customers would buy. You don't want to buy a product that only you're going to buy. So don't build a product for yourself. Build a product for your targeted customer. Talk to them all the time. Learn from your customers. Get out of the building, go find them and talk to them. And we've done this throughout the year, and we've improved our product so much, learning from them, talking to them. We have avoided big pitfalls, and it has helped us so much. And sometimes when you talk to other entrepreneurs, some of them say, oh, it's too difficult, it's too long, it's a long process, and I don't know how to do an interview with a customer. I'm kind of shy. Don't tell us that, because you know what? We are working on piles. We are working on hemorrhoids. We are talking to people about their hemorrhoids. There's no more difficult topic to talk to people about. We are sitting in a room and talking to people about their piles. Trust me, if we can do that, you guys can talk about any other problem. It can be done, and you will learn a lot about it. So that's about it. I have about a minute over, and I had one last slide which I took out because I was worried that I would run over. But it was my 1 year series of how to win the competition. So what was on the list? Go over your slides many times. We had over 50 iterations of our slides. Present to as many people as possible. I think we presented to over 25 people running up to the competition. Work together, split up work as much as you can. Present the strength of your team. Each of you are extremely talented. Convince the judges why you guys are the best to do what you guys are going to do. And work your ass off. I think the last few days, you're going to get very minimal sleep. So all the best, guys.